everyone, Monique here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be making some dog sweaters, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, Monique here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be making a pet sweater. So it will fit up to a 5-pound dog or a 5-pound cat. I've even had people use my sweaters for piglets, and I'm pretty sure they would work on a goat, like a little baby goat. So you're going to need some yarn. I'm using hot pink 4-ply medium weight yarn. I am using a 5mm crochet hook. You're going to also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start by doing our chain. So this is how I do my chain. I have never done the slip knot like a lot of people do. I just cross my yarn. See how I crossed it there? Yarn over through the loop. So that counts as 1 chain, 2. We're going to do a total of 40, okay? So yarn over through the loop, yarn over through the loop, yarn over through the loop. Now I'm doing this with quite a relaxed posture in my hands. And that just helps with your tension, okay, guys? Some people I have seen wrap the yarn around their finger like 17 times, and they actually get little grooves on their fingers from the yarn being wrapped so tight. And if that works for you, do what works for you. But for me, I keep it very relaxed and gentle. Crocheting to me is therapeutic and relaxing, and so I always just try and keep it that way. I find if I get too intense and like it's not enjoyable, so I put it down and walk away for a bit. So we're going to do a total of 40 chains, and then I'll get you to meet me back. Okay, so I've got my 40 chains. So what you're going to do now is, without twisting your work, you're going to go to that very first chain you made, and you're going to slip stitch into it. It's a little bit tricky. Get in there. Okay. And we're just going to take our working yarn and pull the loop through, and that's called a slip stitch. We are going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and now we're going to start working half double crochets, okay? So these are the US North American terms. I believe in the UK the terms are a bit different. So yeah, so this is a half double crochet that I'm talking about. Yarn over into the stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over, and go through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. Yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over through all 3 loops. Let's do it again. Yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over through all 3 loops. I want you to do this until you have 40 stitches. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Do that, meet me back. So you have 40 stitches. And you know what? After you've done them, count them. I always double count my stitches. I have been crocheting for over 40 years, and I still double count my stitches. So it doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. It just means that you like being accurate. So do 40 stitches and meet me back. Okay, so I've got my 40 stitches. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2. Okay. chain up 2, 1, 2, and now we're turning our work. So now we're working the stitches from the inside, okay? Hope that makes sense. We're still using half double crochet, so yarn over, and you're going to go into the back loop only of these stitches, okay? So back loop only, and again, you're going to go around and make sure you have 40 stitches. Because we don't count that chain 2 as a stitch, it can get a bit confusing, so make sure back loop only, and you're counting the stitches. Now you're going to repeat this for a total of 12 rows. So we already did first row, and we're now working on the second row. When you get to the end, you're going to chain up 2, turn your work. See how we're getting that little ridged pattern? Turn your work, work in the back loops only for a total of 12 rows. We've got 1 row done, working on row 2. I want you to do 12 and meet me back. Okay, so I've got my 12 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm just going to attach it here into the top of the chain 2. And then we're going to start the back part. So we're going to chain up 2. Now working, oh, of course my yarn decided to tangle. Working in the back loop still, we're going to pick up 20 half double crochets, and we're not counting that chain 2 as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, sorry, my yarn got tangled. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Oh man. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, 11, 12, darn it. Oh, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I was right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Then staying within the pattern, we're going to chain up 2, turn our work, and you're going to work in the back loops only for these 20 stitches, okay? You're going to go back and forth on these 20 stitches for a total of 6 rows. So we have done 1, we are working on row 2. You want to do this for 6 rows and then meet me back. Okay, back loop only, half double crochets. Meet me back. Okay, so I've done my 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to leave a bit of a tail, cut my yarn, and then very gently, I'm going to pull this tail through my loop. Very gently, we're not pulling tight, okay? Now taking my yarn and going to where we didn't work the stitches, we're going to go to this one that has a stitch in it. We're going to go to that. We're going to pull our yarn through, and I just hold it at the back there, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then staying in pattern, we are going to pick up 20 half double crochets. So in case you haven't noticed, because we've been busy doing other things, we have divided the stitches in half. Okay, and what we're going to do with this section of stitches is we're going to start tapering it down so that your pet doesn't have all that bulk in the chest area, okay? So we're not counting that chain 2 as a stitch. We're just doing half double crochets in the back loop only. And then I'm going to show you how to decrease a couple of times. And then I'm going to let you just go on your own until you get down to 10 stitches. But we are staying in pattern, okay? So here we go. We're almost there. And then because I haven't been counting my stitches, I've just been going along. I'm going to count them at the end to make sure I have 20 stitches, not counting the chain 2. My center pull yarn is still acting up. So the struggle is real for everyone. Okay, so this should be the 20th stitch. Okay, let's count though. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and then there's that chain 2. So we're good. Okay, now I'm going to show you a decrease. We're going to decrease each end. And this is how I do my decrease. So we're going to chain up 2. Turning our work, working in the back loops only. We're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, pull through, yarn over, go into that next stitch, pull through. You have 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through all 5 loops. What you have done is you have turned 2 stitches into 1. We're going to continue across until the last 2 stitches, and then we'll do another decrease, and that will give us 18 stitches for this row. So we're going to continue doing that back and forth until we're down to 10 stitches, which should equal, like the back, the total of 6 rows. Okay, but I'm going to get to the other side here and show you another decrease, and then I'll let you go free and do it on your own. So here we go. We're going all the way to the other side. And you'll be decreasing 2 each row. So this row we're going to have 18, and the next row you would have 16, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we should have 17 stitches. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So that means we're at the last 2. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over into that next stitch, pull through, 5 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, go through all 5 loops, chain up 2, turn your work, you're right back into another decrease, okay? Yarn over into the back loop only, pull through, yarn over, back loop only, pull through, 5 stitches or 5 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, go through all 5 loops. Okay, keep doing this until you're down to 10 stitches, then meet me back. Okay, so I did my decreases. This is what it looks like. I'm down to 10. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my working yarn and I'm going to reach to the back panel there. And I am going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. Okay. Like sorry, it's kind of curled in on itself, so I gotta, okay, so that's the stitch. There's chain 1, okay, here it is. Top of the chain 2. There we go. Then you're gonna do a slip stitch, chain up 2, make your loop big. Going over to the one that you didn't pull tight, we're gonna pick it out and we're gonna attach to the chest part in the top of the chain 2. Okay, with a slip stitch, and then you're going to pull your tail through your loop, pull tight this time, tuck it inside so it's out of the way. Now what we're going to do is the neck. So we are going to continue. We're going to pick up 30 stitches around, okay? Back loops only, half double crochet. 30 stitches. So we're at 3. You should have 10 from the chest and 20 from the back. 4, 5. Now at the joints, it's easy to mess up. So like I always say, count your stitches. Okay, so let's see. I'm at 2, 4, 6, 7, and we don't count that chain 2. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is where we did our join and stuff. So I'm going just past where we're knotted. So this would be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2, right there. Chain 2, turn your work to keep in pattern, okay? So that counted as round 1. You're going to do a total of 3 rounds and then meet me back. Okay, so I've done my 3 rows. I joined it with my slip stitch. You're going to cut your yarn, pull your loop through, And then you're going to get to hide your threads or hide your yarn ends. I have all kinds of tutorials for how to hide yarn ends. I'll put a link in the description. Speaking of description, go and check out the description. I have all kinds of goodies in it. If you're watching this on TikTok, and you will be getting this a little bit early if you're part of one of those subscriptions, because on TikTok I drop my videos early if you have a subscription. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, there's also for TikTok, there's also yarn and hiding videos if you have a subscription. So there you go. Anyway, that was a mouthful. This is it, guys. This is what the dog sweater looks like. And like I said before, it fits up to a 5-pound dog. It will not fit a 6-pound dog or a 7-pound dog. I know people have tried and they are very upset when it doesn't. And that's because it's not meant for a 6 or 7 or 8-pound dog. It is meant for up to a 5-pound dog. You can have it a little bit big on a 4-pound, 3-pound dog, or you can have it fit just perfectly on a 5-pound dog. But it also depends on your tension. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit that like. Bye now.